Johann Adam Weishaupt. The order of the day is to put an end to the machinations of the purveyors of injustice, to control them without dominating them. Johann Adam Weishaupt was born on February 6, 1748 and lived until November 18, 1830. He was a German philosopher and the founder of the Order of the Illuminati, a secret society. Adam Weishaupt was born on February 6, 1748 in Ingolstadt in the Electorate of Bavaria. Weishaupt's father Johann Georg Weishaupt, 1717–1753, died when Adam was 5 years old. After his father's death he came under the tutelage of his godfather Johann Adam Freiherr von Ixtat who, like his father, was a professor of law at the University of Ingolstadt. Ixtat was a proponent of the philosophy of Christian Wolff and of the Enlightenment, and he influenced the young Weishaupt with his rationalism. Weishaupt began his formal education at age 7 at a Jesuit school. He later enrolled at the University of Ingolstadt and graduated in 1768 at age 20 with a doctorate of law. In 1772 he became a professor of law. The following year he married a Fritz Ausenhofer of Eichstätt. After Pope Clement XIV's suppression of the Society of Jesus in 1773, Weishaupt became a professor of canon law, a position that was held exclusively by the Jesuits until that time. In 1775 Weishaupt was introduced to the empirical philosophy of Johann Georg Heinrich Feder of the University of Göttingen. Both Feder and Weishaupt would later become opponents of Kantian idealism. Founder of the Illuminati. At a time, however, when there was no end of making game of and abusing secret societies, I planned to make use of this human foible for a real and worthy goal, for the benefit of people. I wished to do what the heads of the ecclesiastical and secular authorities ought to have done by virtue of their offices. On May Day 1776 Johann Adam Weishaupt founded the Illuminati in the Electorate of Bavaria. He adopted the name of Brother Spartacus within the order. Even encyclopedia references vary on the goal of the order, such as New Advent say the order was not egalitarian or democratic internally, and sought to promote the doctrines of equality and freedom throughout society, while others like Collier's have said the aim was to combat religion and foster rationalism in its place. The actual character of the society was an elaborate network of spies and counter-spies. Each isolated cell of initiates reported to a superior, whom they did not know, a party structure that was effectively adopted by some later groups. Weishaupt was initiated into the Masonic Lodge Theoders im Guten Rat, at Munich in 1777. His project of illumination, enlightening the understanding by the sun of reason, which will dispel the clouds of superstition and of prejudice, was an unwelcome reform. He used Freemasonry to recruit for his own quasi-Masonic society, with the goal of perfecting human nature through re-education to achieve a communal state with nature, freed of government and organized religion. Presenting their own system as pure Masonry, Weishaupt and Adolf Freiherr Rennig, who organized his ritual structure, greatly expanded the secret organization. Contrary to Immanuel Kant's famous dictum that Enlightenment and Weishaupt's order was in some respects an expression of the Enlightenment movement, was the passage by man out of his self-imposed immaturity through daring to make use of his own reason, without the guidance of another. Weishaupt's order of Illuminati prescribed in great detail everything which the members had obediently to read and think, so that Dr. Wolfgang Riedel has commented that this approach to illumination or enlightenment constituted a degradation and twisting of the Kantian principle of enlightenment. Riedel writes, the independence of thought and judgment required by Kant was specifically prevented by the order of the Illuminati's rules and regulations. Enlightenment takes place here, if it takes place at all, precisely under the direction of another, namely under that of the superiors of the order. Weishaupt's radical rationalism and vocabulary were not likely to succeed. Writings that were intercepted in 1784 were interpreted as seditious, and the society was banned by the government of Karl Theodor, Elector of Bavaria, in 1784. Weishaupt lost his position at the University of Ingolstadt and fled Bavaria. Activities in exile. While in exile, he received the assistance of Duke Ernest II of Saxe-Gotha-Altenburg, 1745–1804, and lived in Gotha, writing a series of works on Illuminism, including A Complete History of the Persecutions of the Illuminati in Bavaria, 1785, A Picture of Illuminism, 1786, An Apology for the Illuminati, 1786, and An Improved System of Illuminism, 1787. Adam Weishaupt died in Gotha on November 18, 1830. 1234. He was survived by his second wife, Anna-Maria, née Sausenhofer, and his children Annette, Charlotte, Ernst, Karl, Edward, and Alfred. Weishaupt was buried next to his son Wilhelm, who preceded him in death in 1802. After Weishaupt's Order of Illuminati was banned and its members dispersed, it left behind no enduring traces of an influence, not even on its own erstwhile members, who went on in the future to develop in quite different directions.